What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Wow, it was a crazy night last night in Major League Baseball on Saturday. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, topic number one is what else but that horrific event that occurred outside of Nationals Park during the Padres and Nationals game last night in D.C. So if you don't know, last night during the 6th inning of the San Diego Padres and Washington Nationals game, there were reports of multiple shots being fired just outside of the third base gates of Nats Park. Now, there were reportedly 3 people wounded, which included one Nationals fan who was at the ball game. Now, here's some more information from an article I found on CNN.com. According to Ashen Benedict, Executive Assistant Chief of Police for D.C. Metropolitan Police Department, he told reporters that, quote, 2 vehicles were involved in a shootout on a street outside of the stadium during the game. Police recovered one of the vehicles, but the other remains at large. The 2 other people wounded in the shooting were associated with the recovered vehicle and are now in the hospital being questioned by police, according to Benedict. It's unclear what their exact involvement was in the incident. Benedict also said those individuals were known to law enforcement. So it sounds like the 2 people that were in the hospital had some type of record and the police knew about them, maybe from past instances that may have occurred. Now, here's some information on the fan who got shot, the Nats fan. The fan who got shot was a woman, and according to police, she's expected to recover. That's what Benedict said. Police initially stated on a post on Twitter that 4 people were shot. So initially, as stuff's coming out in real time, police thought there was 4 people shot, and that got reduced to 3 a couple hours later once everything was cleared up and more was known about the incident. Now, this is what Scott Fear said, the Vice President for Public Safety and Security for the Washington Nationals. We held shelter in place for approximately 10 to 15 minutes. At that time, we said fans were allowed, not that they had to, but they were allowed to exit through the center field gates and right field gates on the other side of the stadium. So, in this scenario, the Nationals did the right thing. They had the fans stay in the stadium, because you may think to yourself, well, wouldn't you want to leave the stadium? Well, not really, because the shooting's occurring outside of the stadium. So if they're not inside yet, and they're only outside, you want to stay inside. A safe environment, which is, of course, a stadium. Now, last night, while this was breaking in real time, I saw videos on Instagram, on my feed on Twitter, that, there were supposedly fans running into the Nationals and Padres dugouts. Now, I think it was originally reported that there were fans running in there. Now, there could have been some fans, but I later found out throughout the night that those fans running into the dugout, or the people running into the dugout, they were players running up to the stands to get their families and run them back down. I remember seeing an image of Jerickson Profar. I'll throw that up. Looks like maybe his son. So he took his family down, and so did a lot of other players for both the Padres and the Nationals. But I do think some fans did, in fact, run down to the Nationals and Padres dugout and took cover inside of the dugouts, and maybe went a little farther into that tunnel that lead into the Padres and Nationals clubhouse. But that was a crazy scene, one of the most craziest scenes I have seen at a baseball game ever. I can't remember of an actual shooting occurring around a ballpark while the game is going on. I remember the riots in Baltimore, they shut stuff down, but they never played a game while the riots were going on. They canceled the game prior. Detroit was kind of like that back in the 60s with the riots. But again, those are riot situations, and I think Detroit back in the 60s, they ended up playing. Now I want to read you the statements that both the Washington Nationals and San Diego Padres made via their Twitter. Okay, so this was a statement from the Washington Nationals. It says, tonight's game has been suspended in the bottom of the 6th inning due to an incident surrounding Nationals Park. The suspended game will resume beginning at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and be completed as a 9-inning regular game following the conclusion of the suspended game. The regularly scheduled game will begin within 25 to 45 minutes and will be played as a 9-inning regulation game. Tickets and parking passes for both the regularly scheduled game may be used for admission to both of tomorrow's games, which to me that's really interesting. So they're not playing a 7-inning doubleheader, they're playing a 9-inning doubleheader. Or really, they're finishing off the game that got suspended. So they'll resume that game and then they'll play the second game within 25 to 45 minutes after the conclusion of the first one that got suspended, and they'll play a full 9 in the second one. Also, I want to read a statement from the Padres they posted on Twitter. It says, "Our thoughts are with everyone affected by the incident outside of Nationals Park." I guess that's a general PR response, but here's the real PR response by Fernando Tatis Jr. He says, "Hope everyone is safe. Just keep the prayers up. Thank you, everyone that helped in the front line. God bless." But that was topic number 1, so a crazy night at Nats Park for sure. All right, topic number 2 involves the rivalry between the Red Sox and the Yankees. Now, this one is almost just as crazy as what happened at Nationals Park. So, it's the fact that Alex Verdugo got hit by a baseball that was tossed from the stands. Yes, left fielder for the Boston Red Sox, Alex Verdugo, got basically assaulted by enraged Yankees fans. According to Bleacher Report, Verdugo said he initially attempted to toss the ball to a young Boston fan in the outfield after he was done warming up between the top and the bottom of the 6th inning. Instead, the ball was captured by a Yankees fan, who then threw it at Verdugo, striking him in the back. I'm going to say that's a dick move by the Yankees fan. Really? You're going to take it from a Boston Red Sox kid. Now if it's an adult, I don't know. But a kid, like, seriously, what a dick. The incident prompted Red Sox manager Alex Cora to remove his players from the field as an incensed Verdugo shouted at the bleachers while stadium security attempted to locate and remove the fan who threw the ball. This is what Verdugo had to say after the game regarding the incident. He says, quote, "There's no reason to ever throw stuff back on the field. Ever. There really isn't. As fans, bro, y'all gotta be better. It's just that simple. I don't care how much you hate a team or how much of a rivalry there is. You don't throw shit at people, man." Which he's right. I mean, no rivalry should escalate to that. But, okay, I'm not promoting violence, but what I'm saying, as a fan perspective, that's what kind of makes the rivalries entertaining. Am I wrong? I mean, am I wrong? I want to see fans get kind of crazy. You know what I mean? A little nuts. You always got to have the one crazy fat dude in the bleachers who already had 6 beers before he entered the gates to make a rivalry really fun. That's what you need. You need the big fat beer belly guy. And of course, this incident reminds me of what happened in Toronto at the Rogers Center back in 2015, Game 5 of I do believe the ALDS between the Rangers and the Blue Jays when fans started throwing stuff on the field. But again, I know that shouldn't happen, and that was a bad incident in Toronto as well. But again, as a fan, it's entertaining. It just is. I don't know. When you're watching on TV and you're home and you're safe at your own home, it is hilarious to watch and fun to watch. So the game was eventually called after the 6th inning, not due to the violence, but due to a rain delay, in which they originally ended a delay for 52 minutes, and the Yankees ended up winning the game 3-1, which is their first win against the Red Sox this season, after 8 tries against the Bo Sox here in 2021. So the Yankees got a win, a little bit of help from Mother Nature, and a little bit of help from a crazy Yankees fan in the bleachers that stopped the game. Great for the Yankees. It's not the way you want to get a win, but you got to win, so I guess that's all that matters, right? You get them how you can, right? You get them how you can. So, I don't know. That was kind of crazy in New York. So topic number 3, real quick, an update is that the Mets have placed Jacob deGrom on the 10-day injured list with, quote, right forearm tightness. Now, I mean, I get it, being, cautious with deGrom and being proactive instead of reactive. I get the whole analogy behind that. But, this guy gets an ingrown toenail and he's going to be on the shelf for a week. I don't know. I just feel like the Mets are babying him way too much. Man up, put it on ice, and get the hell out there. That's how I feel. But like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts. Tell your friends about these videos and my channel. I would appreciate it. And as always, I'll catch you later.